This is part 2 of the command prompt tutorial. If you haven't watched part 1 yet, then go watch it right now. Otherwise you will not understand what's going on. The next thing we're going to be doing is creating directories. To do that, you type in MD, which stands for make directory. And then you push space and you type in a name for it. I'm going to call it example, and then after you push enter it should just appear like that. Now if you push dir and you look through here, you'll see example right here, and over here you'll see dir in brackets, meaning it's a directory. Alright, now we're going to go inside our new directory. Push cd and then type in your folder name. Now we're inside it, we're going to create 2 more folders. One of them is going to be called folder 1, one's going to be called folder 2. In our example folder, if we push dir, you'll see folder 1 and folder 2. Next thing we're going to be doing is editing text files. Now make sure you're in your example folder and not in C drive or anything else, or folder 1 or 2. Just in the example drive. Type in edit and then hit enter, and you get this. It's a text editor. Now you can type in anything you want here. Just type in hello world to the screen. Now you can either type in file, or you can push alt. You can hold alt and then push F and then push S, or you can simply move your mouse up to file and select save. Right here you see the current directory and all the files in the directory, but you don't see anything there. Over here you see directories in your current directory. Double click on folder 1. Now you see we are in the folder 1 folder. File 1.txt, and push OK. Now if we exit the edit section and go into folder 1 and push dir, you'll see we have file 1.txt in there. We're going to create 2 more files, so go back to edit, type in hi world. Right here you see the 2 dots, double click on that to go back and go into folder 2 and create file2.txt. And we're going to create a third one. Go to file new and type in hey world. Go to file save. Stay in folder 2 and call your next file file3.dat. Make sure to give it that DAT extension and not TXT. And let's exit out of there. And then the next step, make sure you're in the example folder, so back out using the cd ... command. Next we're going to work with moving, copying, and deleting files. Now go into folder 1 and use the dir command, and you see we have file 1.txt. Now clear the screen. Exit out of folder 1 and go into folder 2. In here we have file 2.txt and file 3.dat. What we're going to do is use the move command. Type in move, then type in file 2.txt. Type in the drive C, and then the example, and then folder 1, like that. I'll give you a second to copy that. So you type in move, then file2.txt, and then your location, in this case C drive, example, and then folder 1, sorry. Now you see that it's moved. If you use dir in folder 2 again, we see we only have file 3. We're going to check in folder 1 later. Type in copy, then type in file3.dat, and then type in C drive example slash folder folder 1. Now if we exit out of there and go into folder 1, oh whoops, silly me, and we use the dir command, you see we have all 3 files in there. However, folder 2 still has file 3 because we moved it. Now we're going to delete this one in here. You can type in del file3.dat and it will delete our file 3. As you can see, there is no longer anything in there. We can go into folder 1 now and clear the screen. Now we're going to be working with our attributes as I said in part 1. If we use dir again, we see we have file1.txt, file2.txt, and file3.txt. And none of these have any attributes, none of them are hidden. We're going to use the attrib command, or the attribute command. Type in attrib, then space, not yet, put plus h, and then put file1.txt. Sorry about that, but it looks like nothing happened. But if we push dir again, you won't see file 1 anymore. However, if we push dir and then we put slash ar or ah, we'll see file 1. If you put dr slash ah, it's the same thing as if it wasn't hidden at all. We can also remove attributes. If we type in attrib -r file1.txt, why do I keep putting -r? -h file1.txt. Now if we do dir, there it is again. I keep typing r for some reason instead of h. Never mind that. We're going to be setting some more attributes. So type in attrib, type in +r file1.txt. This means that file 1 is now read-only. The other 2 files are the same. Go into edit and go to file, open file1.txt. If you try typing anything, it'll say you cannot modify a read-only file. If you go to file, close, which closes the current file, go to open, go to file2.txt. As you can see, we can edit that file just fine. You can save that and then exit. We can also make things either an archive or a system file, but we're not going to do that. If you want to do that, go ahead. There's only 4 attributes. You can put either plus or -r for either of them. That's read-only, that's hidden, that's that's system, and that's archive. And that's pretty much it for the attribute. We can also delete directories. You'll find that if there are files in directories, it will not delete. There's also this thing called wildcards that I'll teach you about in a minute. Go back into your example folder, and if you type in rd, which stands for remove directory, and you type in folder 1, it'll say the directory is not empty. But if we type in rd folder 2, it'll delete folder 2. As you can see, it's not in there. We're going to recreate that folder. Type in md and then folder 2 again. We're going to move those files in folder 1 to folder 2. So type in move. Now, if you look here, I put an asterisk, then a dot, then an asterisk. An asterisk means anything. If I put asterisk.txt, that means I'd be moving all the files with a .txt extension. If I put file1 asterisk, that means I'd move all files with file1 with any extension, but there's only one. If I put 2 asterisks, that means move all files. So I'm going to move all files in folder 1 to C drive / example / folder 2. Now if we look in here, there's nothing in here at all. If we go back into folder 2, all files are in there. Go back into the example folder. You can also remove all files from a folder by typing del and then typing in a directory name. This means you're going to delete all files in folder 2, but we're not going to do that. Type in N for no, and then push enter.